You're watching Precious Years and this is Saida. And today the video is all about planning, and it is also a collab with two other amazing homeschoolers, YouTube homeschoolers. Their names are Lindsay from Mommaschmoozehomeschoolreviews as well as Tanya from Project Happy Home. I am very fortunate to call them my friends as well, and I have learned so much along this journey with them, and so I'm so fortunate to get to know them, and they are wealth of knowledge. So be sure to hop onto their videos that will be linked in the playlist below after you finish watching my video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I am a working homeschool mom of two girls, and my girls are 8 and 9. There's still some days I forget how fast they're growing up and their age, but they're 8 and 9, and they are going into 3rd grade and 4th, 5th grade. We don't really put a grade level just because I think that's the perk of homeschooling, but that's kind of the level they're in. We are very eclectic in that we use a variety of different curriculums. We use a little bit of project-based learning, a little bit of unschooling, a little bit of Charlotte Mason, Waldorf flair to it. So we're definitely like really eclectic. I try to incorporate a lot of their interest into our daily lessons. So if there's some days they just want to learn about physics, then that's what we do. Needless to say, our plans are never the same, and so that's why digital planning works really well for us. I still like the planning aspect because that allows me to stay focused and make sure what our end goal is, but I also love the flexibility to shift. If there's something that we're not doing today, I just can shift it and it will shift on the entire lesson plan for me, or if I want to on the go just add in an assignment, then I can do that. So that's why digital planning works really well for us. My girls are an avid book readers as well, it's very easy for me to just scan in the books and for them to scan in the books to be able to add to our long book log. We are also homeschoolers that live in Florida, and here we do have to do portfolio review as well as log our number of books we've read, and so the digital planning really helps with that, in that I can just snap pictures and then add them to their assignments. So it kind of helps us kind of minimize all the stuff that eventually kind of becomes clutter. We do keep some of the things that are very special to us, and I'll show you guys. Actually, I'll be making another video on showing you guys how I make my portfolio and how I store their yearly work in a follow-up video. So come on, let's see how I plan. I am planning using the Homeschool Panda Planner app solution, which is accessible via the web and mobile app. As a disclosure, I am the creator and co-founder of this free application. Now let's see how I plan. Before I start planning, I like to evaluate the previous year and set some goals for the upcoming year. More often than not, the goals are really more for our growth as a person rather than just academics. And I make sure to include my girls into this goal setting phase. This year, each of my girls picked 6 topics, and those topics will cover our science, social studies, history, and geography, and even a little bit of art studies and language as well. I'll share the process of that in an upcoming video with you guys as well. Then, after we picked our topics, then I started planning out my lesson plans. I like the flexibility to be able to type, copy, paste, add files and links to my lesson plans for later use. I also create one lesson plan, and almost always I'm able to assign to both of my girls. In my previous years, I had the lesson plan completely filled out because I was using boxed curriculum, so I already knew what I was supposed to do in each day. However, this year, because we're going to be using a variety of resources, I am thinking either I'm going to be planning from behind or plan 2 to 3 weeks at a time. Working homeschool mom, so the best way I found success with time management between juggling work as well as homeschooling and being a mom and being a wife is by having a block schedule. And I do the same with our homeschool plans as well. We started that last year, mid of last year, and it worked out really well for us. So basically, they're blocked in 3 categories. One is their independent learning, which is where they practice their math, facts, or math worksheets, typing, journal writing, coding, etc. that are, their core independent, a little bit of like a busy work. Second is the book basket, also called morning basket, but we don't always get to do it in the morning, so we just call it book basket, where we work on practice our mental math because my girls really like that. We read all of our books, we play games, and there's sometimes opening activities that lead up to our third block, which is our focused unit study. And I try to incorporate arts and craft, nature journaling, and such into these unit studies whenever the opportunity arises. I do assign times to our blocks. I sometimes add it under all day, but most of the time I do add in times because it allows me to quantify my schedule. I can easily drag and drop and move around the times depending on my needs. My girls will often just move around based on when they are starting their work. My schedule varies week to week and sometimes even day to day. So we can accommodate the time based on that particular day or that particular week. When you're a working mom, flexibility is the key because no day is going to be always the same. Schooling is really part of our life, and I want my girls to love this journey of ours that we call homeschooling. We play games, we do crafts, we keep a very messy room, as you see it here. I'm trying to keep it real, but we create lots of memories. I love that I can easily capture these memories and add it to our assignments. Not only does it work as a portfolio report to prove to the district or the world that we are homeschooling, but it's also a great keepsake. Scan in the books either from the library or my home bookshelf that we plan to read, and then I can assign it to the girls or I can add it to our lesson plan or our assignment, but I just like to have it all scanned in and into the My Books section on Homeschool Panda. It has really been one of the easiest and the best way for me to keep track of our books. The girls also love it when they're doing their independent reading, that they're scanning in the books, they're reading, they're commenting on the book, and it's a really great way for me to kind of reflect back and see which books they've enjoyed reading. Of digital planning is that you don't have to really worry about scribbles. Whether it is a sick day or an impromptu vacation, you can just mark the days off and it shifts all the assignments. Or if you assign a lesson after entering in the vacation or the days off, it will bypass those weeks for you. And as you see here, voila, everything has been shifted over except for the events. I don't grade at this point as I believe more in mastery, but the attendance and portfolio report are so helpful. There's also a budget and expenses section, but I have been so bad at this where you can track your homeschool expenses. but I plan to update and watch and see how I'm really spending in our homeschooling and how much of it. There's also a book log report that you can print from the My Books section that will basically, you can add in the number of words each book has, and then it will add it for you, as well as if you're tracking the AR points. This app not only allows you to plan and record keep, but there's also a community aspect around it. There's Panda Messenger where you can connect with other homeschoolers, maybe while you're planning, and get inspiration from others, as well as share motivation to others in Panda Post. We truly want all of us to be successful as homeschoolers, and sometimes it really does require a village. And we hope this ad-free and secure end-to-end encrypted solution will help all of us in this journey that we're on of homeschooling. Hop on over to Tanya and Lindsay's channel and watch their planner videos. Thank you so much for your time, and happy homeschooling.